Before we check back in with Mike, the calm before the storm. Right now we're getting a look at what Arthur was seeing today, ice fishing on Porter Lake in New Vineyard. Certainly a great way to spend a winter day in Maine. Thanks to Arthur for sharing this with us. You can see this photo and more like it, and even share some of your own photos and videos with us on the Near Me section of the new Center Maine app. All right, and now it's time for that storm. Mike, what's it looking like?
Zach, we saw lots of reds and pinks in that picture. We've got lots of reds and pinks on the map behind me too. Take a look at our current winter headlines. We talked a little bit about this right at the beginning of the newscast. Winter storm warnings, these may get expanded to at least include other parts of the mid-coast, if not all the way to Casco Bay. But notice that there's a lack of winter headlines across Carroll and Coos counties in New Hampshire, as well as the northwestern portions of Maine into the western mountains, and that's because there's simply not as much snow expected there. Blizzard warning in effect for coastal Washington County for the day tomorrow too, and that's because there's going to be a bit of a wind factor with windy gusts to 40 or 45 miles an hour coming out of the northeast. Power outages possible, but I still don't think we'll see big issues. The bigger story is going to be blowing snow. Let's talk about snow so far. It has not been a very impressive year for snowfall just yet. Average snow can be a bit misleading because it only takes one big storm to really get you there. But so far we've been running below average in Portland, Bangor, and even Caribou, although Caribou, of course, has seen a little bit more snow. I've been in contact with all my friends who have been dealing with the snow for the last several hours. My friend Ryan sent this in from Charleston, West Virginia. And this is what's coming our way. This is what Maine is going to look like by this time tomorrow night. We can actually track the back edge of this storm. A little bit more snow through Charleston, West Virginia, and into Greenbrier County here. There's a little bit of a heavier snow band on the back side of this, and that's developed over the nation's capital too. And all of this moisture is now marching north through New Jersey into the New York City metro area and southern New England. First flake's going to start falling in Connecticut soon. Our old friend Ryan Bretton's going to be reporting on that. Follow along him on social media if you want to see some of that. But we get ours here not much after that. I think we'll start to see our first flakes here in about 3 to 4 hours. And then things are going to be pretty messy for the morning commute tomorrow. By 3 o'clock, we talk about some flakes at the shoreline. This is a bit of ocean enhancement ongoing here, so think of this almost as bonus flakes, and then we start to see steadier snow build in by 6 o'clock. There's going to be a line, basically Route 2 to Bangor and south is where the steady snow will be falling at 6 a.m. With temperatures in the 20s, it's going to be pretty fluffy, which is good news, but it's also going to stick immediately. We won't have that period of time where snowflakes melt at first, and then by 8 o'clock it overspreads almost all of Maine south of Bangor and into the western mountains. Notice northern Maine really not seeing much at this point in time. I still think the biggest impact for the morning commute will be Augusta, Lewiston, Portland, and south, and maybe some spots along the mid-coast. But we will see some issues in the greater Bangor area too. By 1 o'clock down east, we've got some heavier snow bands wrapping back around, dumping snow from Calais and south to Pembroke and to Machias and Cutler, and I think that we'll actually start to see a clearing trend in western Maine. Most of us start to clear out tomorrow around sunset. I think this might be a little fast, could be more like 5 o'clock. So the evening commute better, but still not great, and then everybody clears out after that. Temperatures drop like a rock behind this. Saturday will be bright, but certainly cold. Here's another idea of start times. 5 a.m. if you're in York County, 8 a.m. Between 5 and 8 a.m. that is from Portland to Bangor up 95, and then 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. from Bangor to Holton. Snowfall forecast, I've added this area down east, mostly just Washington County and a little bit of Hancock County, where we could see 8 inches, maybe even a foot in some spots. 4 to 8 inches for Bangor, Augusta, Lewiston, Portland, Sanford, 2 to 4 Freiburg, and I'm sorry, but western Maine really missing out on this. Northern Maine too, just not going to see much. We open the door to the Arctic. Here's a quick glance ahead to Tuesday morning, where low temperatures just about everywhere are expected to be below zero. Marine forecast for tomorrow: seas 4 to 6 feet, wind northeast 20 to 25 knots, gusting to 30 knots. Cold and breezy Saturday, some showers possible on Sunday, and there's the Arctic front Monday. It's going to be about 15 to 20 below Wednesday morning inland, and at the coast, probably not much warmer, about 5 to 10 degrees below. Maybe some light snow back in the forecast after that, Zach. I will say that even with that cold blast on the way, it's pretty short-lived, and I still think the big story is really the snow on the way tomorrow.
All right, and the other big story, of course, for parents and kids is all those closings and delays starting to roll across the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, you know what? It's a long weekend for the kids, and I'm sure they're excited.
I'm sure they are. Thanks, Mike.